Organizational performance, workplace behavior, performance, and results. This presentation is for my organization behavior class at Florida Keys Community College. My name is Harley Turner. Organization performance comes from different points/results of an organization. They measure it against whatever the goals and the objectives or attended. I retired from the United States in 2009, and since then, I have mainly focused on furthering my education. I decided to sit down with my wife and have a discussion with her about the way things operate on her unit at the hospital. She has been working in the labor and delivery unit at the local hospital for the past 2 years, and she enjoys what she does, which is assisting the doctors bringing a new life into this world. She faces various obstacles, which is why I felt utilizing her occupation would be vital as well as a great selection for this assignment. Behavior is what people do while at work, including what is acceptable and what is not. My wife explained to me that she had to attend a mandatory orientation, which lasted for 5 days. During the orientation, they covered topics such as health insurance portability and accountability, which is also known as the HIPAA law. The HIPAA law was created to protect patients from their personal information from entering into the hands of those whom it's not intended. The nurse must obey the patient's wish, whether they agree or not. Absolutely. No information can be given to anyone without the patient's consent, no matter what. Being as though we live on a subtropical island which contains multiple cultures that have different beliefs. The nurses and the rest of the nursing staff must adhere to the patient's belief. Mm, on the first try, huh? I asked my wife, and she was able to give me an example. And she proceeded with the situation which occurred during the early part of her employment at the hospital. She was taking care of a Haitian newborn, and after all of her tests and medication administration was complete, she transported the baby to the room to be with his/her mother. After entering the room, she picked up the baby from the crib and proceeded to place him/her into the arms of the mother, surprisingly, to my wife. The mother told her that she did not want to hold the baby. My wife said she didn't understand why the mother didn't want to hold the baby, but she placed the baby back into the crib and told the mother to push the call if she needed anything and exited the room. My wife then explained what had occurred to her supervisor, who then explained to her that some Haitian mothers do not hold their babies for the first few days of the baby's life due to their culture belief. Even though my wife didn't agree with the belief and still doesn't agree with it, she understands that she can't put her personal belief within the situation and they must be set aside. She is a firm believer in keeping her work behavior in check at all times by remaining professional no matter what the situation is. One thing my wife explained to me was the fact that her job performance has to be at its best at all times because shortly after patients is discharged from the hospital, the patients receive a phone call from the hospital asking them to conduct a survey about their stay. Work or job performance is utilized to reach a goal or goals within the unit. The director of the unit has daily meetings about the performance of the unit, and she has to report to the CEO and CNO with information pertaining to the feedback from the patients. In addition to the daily meetings the director has with the CNO and the CEO of the hospital, the unit has their own meetings to discuss any issues, changes, and recommendations. The unit meetings is also a time that the staff are able to ask questions or make suggestions on what can be done to improve the unit's performance. Also, each staff member meets with the director quarterly and in private for an assessment of his or her job performance. An employee work performance can either be a negative or a positive towards the entire unit. One negative can pose a serious impact on all the positive things that the unit as a whole are doing. This is why it is important to maintain a positive work performance at all times. Job performance is determined by a person's behavior, which will end with a positive or a negative result. Just like my wife said, teamwork makes the dream work. Teamwork takes a lot of responsibilities and stress from one another, which will always lead to a positive result because everyone is doing their part, while some are going above and beyond.